afternoon, welcome to Eat and Age Well. An hour's continuous movement. We won't stop. We will frequently top our fluid levels up. Let's start just by marching, just moving your body. The more we move, the more we're capable of moving. Halt into the left, right, left. Let the momentum carry you as far as it can. Pull your hip round, your knee will drop in, and your heel will come off the floor. Last two on the right. This one, good one. Just walk that off. Hands on your hips, tilt your chin slightly in the air, but pop your eyes open all the way up to the ceiling. There's little muscles behind the eye that need to be warmed up. Come back down to center, chin to chest. Use those same eye muscles to look towards your heels. Come back up to center. Chin in the air, eyes open all the way up to the ceiling. And one more time to the floor. Good work. Come back up to center. Can you turn your head this time to the left side of the room without moving, just moving the neck muscles? In this position, can you use those eye muscles to look behind you, your peripheral vision? Come back to center. Can you do the same on the other side, all the way to the right? Without any discomfort, turn your head as far as you can, look behind you. Come back to center. Drop your arms by your side. Take your right arm, cross over your chest, hold on to this shoulder. Can you turn your head towards the left? Again, without too much discomfort, but looking behind you. If you're still driving, this is your shoulder check. Come back to center, drop the arm beside you. Take your left arm, cross over your chest, turn towards the right. And once again, turn your head as far as you can. If you're still driving, this is your shoulder check. And this is the passenger side. There's somebody beside you. So can you look behind them and see before you change lanes? And the sequence before we change lanes is mirror, signal, shoulder. Good work. Come back to center. Just walk that off. Arms by your side. Can you pull your shoulders up as close to your ear as possible? And down. Up and down. Up and down. Here's a little bit of concentration. As you're coming up, make a fist. As you're coming down, open your hand and thrust towards the floor. Working the body, exercising the mind. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Working the same part of the body, the shoulders. Let's see if we can rotate our shoulders. Arms nice and tight to the body. Make a fist in either hand. Pull your elbow by your waistline. Upper arm will stay straight, pushing the shoulder into the ear. The rotator cuff in the upper shoulder. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Let's see if we can isolate both the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and then coordinate that. Right first, make a fist, arm close by the body, up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Nice straight arm. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, arm tight by the body, make a fist, pull up, back and down. Nice by the nice tight by the waistline. It'll straighten the upper arm and push the shoulder right into the ear. And the rotator cuff will just make that circular movement. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Let's see if we can coordinate that again for Parkinson's sufferers. We want to work the body and coordinate communication between the brain and the body, which will reward us by releasing dopamine into the system. Right first, arm nice and tight by the body, make a fist in either hand, starting with the right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Last 3 on the right, last 2 on the right, last 1. Good work, just walk that off. We started up in the eyes and progressed down through the body. We're now going to work in the waistline. We've dropped something on the floor, something flat, so we need to get close to the floor. We're going to hinge at the waist, bend at the knee, get close to the floor. It's maybe a flat book. Pick up the book, reach up towards the ceiling, reach up as tall as you can, wiggle your fingers, reach up nice and tall. Keep your arms up there just for a few seconds. Don't want to fatigue you, but I do want to tire those. I want to fatigue their muscles just slightly. Can you adjust and bring your arms down to shoulder height? And this is what's called the candelabra movement. Swiveling at the waist only. Can you turn towards the left side of the room? Hold it there and see if you can use your eyes to look behind you. Come back to centre, to the other side. Swiveling at the waist only. Turn towards the right side of the room. Hold it there, but use your eyes to look behind you. That's your peripheral vision. Come back to centre. We'll do that 2 more times. Hinge at the waist, bend at the knee, get close to the ground. Coming up, you'll feel the energy surging through the calves, hamstrings, the glutes, through the torso, reaching up through the back of your arms, the triceps, forearm, wrist line, right up and through your fingers. Just reach up as tall as you possibly can be. Just hold it for a second or two, then modify by dropping your arms into the candelabra position. Swiveling at the waist only, turn towards the left side of the room. As far as you can without too much discomfort. Just hold it there. See if you can cast your eyes behind you. Come back to centre. We'll do the same on the other side. Swiveling at the waist only, turn towards the right side of the room. Look behind you. Come back to centre. We'll do that 1 more time. Hinge at the waist, bend at the knee, get close to the ground, pick up what we've dropped, straightening up, push it through the heels so the energy is coming up through the body. We're going to place this book on the top shelf, right as top and as high as you can possibly be. Drop your arms into the candelabra position. Swiveling at the waist only, turn towards the left side of the room. Hold it there, but look towards behind you if you can. Come back to centre. Turn towards the right side of the room. Hold it there. Come back to centre and just walk that off. Good work, everybody. Take a nice sip of water at this point. Just take a sip of water. The core work. The gravitational centre of the body. Take a seat. If you're using weights, pick up your weights. Weights are not necessary, but they do add a bit of intensity. Come as far forward in the chair as you possibly can without falling off. Feet together, flatten the floor. Let's check our alignment. We have 8 weight-bearing joints in the body, 4 on either side, ankles, knees, hips and shoulders. When they're in alignment, we shouldn't experience any pain. Pain's a message from the body to the brain that there's something not working properly. That usually means we're not in balance or we're out of alignment. So let's check that alignment before we begin. Feet flat on the floor, right underneath our knees. Weight in either hand, knuckles away from you. Tilt your chin towards up towards your chest. Drop your shoulders back towards the backrest in the chair, but don't rest in the backrest. As soon as you take your shoulders out of centre, you'll feel those tummy muscles engaging. This is the abdomen, this is your six-pack. That's what we're working on. In this unusually seated position, can you raise your left foot slightly off the floor? Doesn't need to be too high, but as soon as it leaves the floor, it engages the oblique abdominal muscle on the left side of your abdomen. Can you hold it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower that foot to the floor. Bring your weights forward. You're passing your knees with the weights. Inhale through your nose. Pull your tummy muscles in. Suck your belly button back towards your spine. And hold it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Lower the weights by your side. Chin to chest. Shoulders back. Raise the right foot this time. Working the oblique abdominal muscle on the right side of your abdomen. There are 2 obliques and 4 laterals. Hold it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower that foot to the floor. Bring the weights forward, your shoulders forward. You're passing your knees with the weights. Inhale through your nose, nice big intake. Suck your belly button back towards your spine. Hold the muscles in that contracted position, but don't hold your breath. Breathe normal. We can do both at the same time. And hold it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Lower the weights by your side. Chin to chest, shoulders back. Raise both feet at the same time off the floor. Seems simple, but sometimes it can be quite difficult. To modify it, keep one foot on the floor, but if not, take both feet off the floor. Feet are your legs and your feet are suspended, so the tummy muscles, the abdominal, 4 muscles in the front of your abs are working very, very hard. Can you hold it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower your feet down gently to the floor. Don't slap them down, just let them down gently. Bring your shoulders forward. Bring the weights forward. You're passing your knees with the weights. Inhale through your nose. Pull your tummy muscles in. Hold them in. Don't hold your breath. Breathe normally. Sit up tall for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Lower the weights by your side. Chin to chest, shoulders back. Raise the right foot this time. Just changing the order, not to confuse us, again to keep us concentrating. Concentration and coordination while working the body just triggers the reward system and releases dopamine into the system. Lower that foot to the floor, bring the weights forward, your shoulders forward, you're passing your knees with the weights. Inhale through the nose, nice big intake. Pull your tummy muscles back in, hold them in that contracted position. Don't hold your breath, sit up tall for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Lower the weights by your side, chin to chest, shoulders back, big demand right here. Feet together, knees together. Can you raise both feet at the same time off the floor? If you can, that's fine. If not, keep one foot on the floor. Can you extend your legs straight ahead and return? Let me see if you can pull your right knee towards you, then your left knee. This will have a cycling effect. We're now asking the tummy muscles to carry the weight of the legs with added movement at the same time. So the tummy muscles, the lateral oblique muscles are working extremely hard. They're overworking. Hold it. Bring your knees back towards your chest. See if you can hold it with your feet off the floor for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Can you lower your feet down gently to the floor? Good work, everybody. Bring the weights forward, shoulders forward. So passing your knees with the weights. Inhale through the nose. Pull your tummy muscles in. Hold them in. Don't hold your breath. For a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good work, everybody. Can you put the weights aside? And take a nice sip of water, please. Good work. Just take a nice sip of water as we move into the aerobic part of the hour. This is the part of the hour where we're going to get our heart rate up on purpose and keep it up for 10 or 15 minutes. And we'll start with some squats, and we'll use the weights for these squats. Weights are not necessary, but they do add a bit of intensity. Squats are a deep knee bend, pushing our hips back and our bum out. We're going to reach forward for balance. We're going to look forward into the distance. When we're in this squat, we're going to exhale through the mouth. And if you're close by anybody, please flip up your mask. You're liable to spray at the exhalation, and that's how the droplets will. We're indoors, we don't want to infect anybody. We're going to push through the heels and bring ourselves out into a nice upright position. This is a really powerful lead into aerobics, but it's also practical. These are movements you'll need to get in and out of the car. If you're in the restaurant, in and out of seats, and basically on and off the toilet. To live independently, Alberta Health Services tells us we need to satisfy 3 requirements. We need to be able to feed ourselves, we need to be able to clothe ourselves, and we need to be able to go to the bathroom. So this is, although it's aerobic, lead into an aerobic part, it's practical as well. So feet apart, the same with the part of your shoulders. Again, we're trying to focus on alignment. The 8 weight-bearing joints in the body are underneath one another. Ankles are underneath the knees, are underneath the hip, are underneath the shoulders. We're working in front of the chair for safety reasons. If you lose your balance, I want you just to drop onto the chair. I don't want you to fall to the floor. So let's begin. Deep knee bend. Exhale. Reach forward for balance. Looks into the distance, that'll straighten your back. Here we go, nice and deep. Push through the heels to straighten up. Yes, good work. This will get the heart rate rising. Good work. Let's go for 5 more. There's 5. There's 4. Deep knee bend. There's 3. There's 2. And there's your last one. Good work, everybody. Put the weights aside and take a nice sip of water. Heart rate's up there. Want to keep it up. And I've combined 4 exercises in a group to keep the heart rate working. And the 4 exercises are high knees. In the high knees, I want you, if you can, use your arms to bring your arms round to your hip. So we're working the waistline. We'll do 8 of those, then we'll try and kick our bum, working the hamstrings, and we'll challenge our balance, both forward and behind. Crossing over in front, leading with the heel, crossing over behind, leading with your toe. We'll maybe do 5 or 6 sets of this, depending on how we're feeling. But let's begin with our knees up. And it's knee up, 2, 3, 4. Knee up, 2, 3, 4. Hamstring, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick your bum, 2, 3, 4, it's heel forward, 2, 3, 4, cross behind, 2, 3, 4, back to knees up, 2, 3, 4, knees up, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 1, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 2, 3, 4, heel forward, 2, 3, 4, cross behind, 2, 3, 4, back to knees up, 2, 3, 4, knees up, 2, 3, 4, kick your bum, 2, 3, 4, hamstring, 1, 2, 3, 4, heel forward, 2, 3, 4, cross behind, 3, 4, back to knees up, 2, 3, 4, knees up, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 1, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 1, 2, 3, 4, heel forward, 2, 3, 4, and cross behind, 2, 3, 4, last set, knee up, 2, 3, 4, knee up, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 1, 2, 3, 4, hamstrings, 1, 2, 3, 4, heel forward, 2, 3, 4, cross behind, 2, 3, 4. Good work, everybody. Just walk that off. Walk it off. Take a nice sip of water. Don't stop. We will take a sip of water. It's continuous movement. And we're going to do a little bit of choreography here. I'll demonstrate what I'd like us to do. Heart rate's up, want to keep it up. We're going to work the outer and the inner legs. It's going to be a wide step and a skinny step. I'm going to call that wide, wide, skinny step, skinny. Then we're going to do a grapevine, a wee bit of choreography. And the grapevine is right foot out, cross behind me. Then we're going to add a hamstring curl at the end of this. We'll do the same at the other side. Then we're going to stroll forward and stroll back. But we're going to practice in the stroll the correct strike when walking, which is heel, balls of your feet, toe. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, raise your knee, and then reverse that. And we'll do 2 sets on either side. We're going to begin firstly leading with your right, and it's wide, wide, skinny, skinny, heel, heel, toe, toe, right, left, right, left. It's a grapevine going to the right, right, cross behind right, hamstring curl, left, cross behind left, right, cross behind right, left, cross behind left. Coming forward, leading with your right, right, left knee up, left, right knee up, right, left knee up, left, right knee up. Back to the wide, leading off with your right. Wide, wide, skinny, skinny. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Hamstring to the right. Or grapevine to the right, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Left, cross behind left. Right, cross behind right. Left, cross behind left. Coming forward, leading with your right. Right, left knee up. Left, right knee up. Right, left knee up. Left, right knee up. Back to the wide step, but this time leading off with our left. Left, right. Wide, wide, skinny, skinny. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Left, right. Coming forward, leading with our left. Left, right knee up. Right, left knee up. Left, right knee up. Right, left knee up. Last one, leading off with our left. Wide, wide, skinny, skinny. There. heel, heel, toe, toe. Grapevine to the left, left, cross behind left, right, cross behind right, left, cross behind right, right, cross behind right. Coming forward, leading with your left, left, right knee up, right, left knee up, left, right, left knee up. Good work, everybody. Just take a nice sip of water, please, as we come to the end of the aerobic part of the hour. And we'll use a ball for security, just for supporting our back, and use weights. Once again, weights are not compulsory, but they do add a wee bit of intensity to the movements. Place the ball, just, the spinal column is a nice gentle S shape, and if you put the ball behind you, it will roll down and it will find itself in that spot, and that's the neutral spine position. And that'll make sure, while we're using weights in a seated position, we don't incur any back injuries. I have 4, no maybe 5 exercises I'd like us to do, and they all maintain using weights. We're going to go just a straight arm raise, and I'd like you to remember that if you can maintain the same pace going up, going down. When we're in this position holding the weight, gravity wants to pull it down. But if we can just maintain the same pace coming down as it was going up, that downward stroke is called I'm losing, I forgot the words for that now.
Eccentric or eccentric?
It's eccentric, thanks Faye's just coaching me from the side. That's, yes, eccentric movement, and that's the movement that's going to sculpt and shape the muscle that's nice in the eye. That'll be the first movement. The next movement will be an overhead press. We'll start with the weights in this position. We'll pull them to our shoulder. We'll add a rotation at the wrist joint, so the knuckles and the weights are facing away from us. We'll lean back into the wall, into the ball. We'll exhale through the mouth, and maybe you need to pull up your mask at this time, because there will be spray in that exhalation. That exhalation will, it sends a message to the body that we need extra oomph, and the heart and the lungs are going to combine and flood the upper chest with oxygenated blood. And we'll continue. We'll do some bicep curls. That's working this big muscle in the front of the arm. Every muscle in the body has a complementary, a balancing muscle. And the balancing muscle from the biceps is the tricep. So we'll work the triceps. Then we'll finish up this section of the program with working on the rotator cuff. That's this big joint up here. As seniors or older adults, we tend to work just like this, and it makes this joint think that it's just a hinge, but it's not a hinge. It's a ball and socket. So we're going to come across our body, opening that socket, then come back and closing that down. And that's the mechanics that we're trying to. Even if you can only go so far, that's fine. I don't want you to go through any kind of pain. But if you get to that point where you feel resistance, that's your range of motion, and we will try and increase that as the weeks go on. The first movement's a lateral raise. Let's check our alignment before we begin. Feet together, flatten the floor right underneath our knees, ensuring that we're in alignment. Arms by our side, knuckles away from you. Don't hold the weights too tightly. See if you can just balance them on your fingertips. Ball in the center of the back. Let's exhale and raise to shoulder height. Just pause there and lower. Exhale and lower. Take a peek at either side. See if we're doing it properly. Shoulder height. Laterally, not forward, not behind. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good work, everybody. Rest those in your thigh for a moment or two. Just shake it out. The muscles need to rest and relax, but they recover very, very quickly. Next movement's an overhead press. Feet together, flat on the floor, right underneath your knees. Arms by your side, knuckles away from you. Ball in the centre of the back. Pull the weights to your shoulder height. Add a rotation at their spine so they're facing away from you. Lean into the ball, exhale, push up. And follow the movement with your eyes. Exhale. Big, big movement here. Big, big effort. Heart and the lungs are going to combine and flood the chest with oxygenated blood to help with this overhead. Let's do 3 more. 2. Here's your last one. Good work, everybody. Just shake that out. Big demand. Next move. Bicep curl. Technique is elbows tucked, nice and tight to the body. Just bending at the elbow joint and bringing the weights to your shoulder. Let's check our alignment. Feet together, flat on the floor, right underneath your knees. Feel the ball in the center of your back. Elbows tucked into the waistline. Looking straight ahead. Let's begin. Don't forget your breathing. Exhale. Exhale when you make the effort. E for effort, E for exhale. And I should have pulled my mask up, I suppose, but there isn't anyone in the room as close as 6 feet. So I hope I'm not spraying anybody. But we are aware of the recommendations of what the mask is supposed to do. Let's do 3 more. There's 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Press those in your thigh for a second or two, shake it out. We're going to work the complementary muscle from the front of the arm to the back of the arm, the triceps, the wiggle waggle in the back of the arm. And the concept, the theory is that a straight arm carrying a weight behind you is going to pull and stretch this long elasticated muscle and flatten it out. I used to do it over my head, but I kept clipping myself in the head, so I'm moving into this position for safety reasons. Feet together, flat on the floor, right underneath your knees. Feel the weights, feel the ball in the centre of your back. Weights by your side, just hinge a wee bit forward. Bend to the elbow, push these weights to the middle of your back, just pause and then come back. Once again, if the pause, gravity just wants to pull them back. So let's see if we can just pause so that it's the same pace going back as it is coming forward. E for effort, E for exhale. We'll do 3 more. There's 1. There's 2. And here's the last one's 3. Good work, everybody. Rest those in your thigh just for a second or two and shake it out. Last movement in this series is rotator cuff. We're going to start on the left shoulder. So place both hands, with or without weights, on your right leg. The technique is we're going to come across diagonally across the body, arm away from the body, soft elbow, shoulder height. And the mechanics of that is That's going to open this ball and socket, and coming back this way it's going to close it back down. That's the mechanics. Again, don't worry if you don't get the full range of motion, but just go where you can, and with good technique and repetition, we hopefully will improve your range of motion over the weeks. Feet together, flat on the floor, right underneath your knees. Feel the ball in the centre of your back. It's most important so we don't incur any back injuries while working with weights in a seated position. Let's begin. Can you take the weight, cross to this position here and back. Arm away from the body. Soft elbow. Shoulder height. Take a peek over your left shoulder to see if you're doing it properly. Open that rotator cuff up, close it back down. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Good work. We're going to change to the other. We're working on the right shoulder, so we're going to cross over, starting in the left leg with the right arm furthest away from you, with or without the weight. Feet together, flat on the floor, right underneath your knees. Ball in the centre of your back. Let's begin. Exhale, come across your chest to this position and back. Take a peek over your right shoulder to see if you're doing it properly. Arm away from the body. Soft elbow. Shoulder height. Open this rotator cuff up. Close it back down. Full range of motion. Give it what you can, and we'll try and improve on that. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Good work, everybody. Put the weights aside. Just put them on the chair so we don't fall over them. Take a nice sip of water as we move into the final part of the hour, which is our cool down. Take the ball, take a seat. You've been working with weights for the last few minutes, so these muscles and tendons and joints in the fingers are pretty extended, so let's see if we can relax them slightly. Let's use the ball. Take the ball, thumb underneath, all 4 fingers on the surface, and depress the ball as hard as you can. Be conscious of all fingers on the surface and release. Do that 2 more times. And release as hard as you can, because you're working on your wrist, on your grip. If you're barbecuing and you haven't used the ketchup or the chutney for a while, and you're trying to open it, this is a grip. We'll use the same again. We're conscious that we're in a therapy for Parkinson's, so we're going to use a little bit of coordination here to improve that therapy, and will hopefully trigger the release of dopamine into the system. Take the thumb underneath and only the index finger on the top of the ball. You should have 3 fingers free. Depress that ball as hard as you can, ensuring that all 3 fingers are free, and release. Can you change to thumb and middle finger only? Again, you should have 3 fingers free and release. Can you change to thumb and ring finger only? Depress it as hard as you can and release, and change to thumb and wee pinky. This is the hardest. It's furthest away from the thumb. the reason for that. And release. Let's do the same, but let's reverse the order. Let's start with thumb and pinky only. And release. Change to thumb and ring finger only. And release. Change to thumb and middle finger. And lastly, change to thumb and index finger. Good work. Place the ball between your knees and just relax those fingers. Good work. Take the ball in your left hand, on your right hand rather, left hand, palm towards the floor, place the ball on top of that and just roll the ball away from you. And roll the ball back towards you. Just change directions a few times. It would seem as though it's pretty innocuous. But the ball, making contact with the ball, the ball's doing 360, but it's making my wrist and your wrist do an almost perfect technique and rotation. And that's going to carry up through the arm and have a rotation in the elbow joint, and then further up in the rotator cuff. Demonstrating to us again, there shouldn't be any pain, but those three joints are working in harmony. Good work, good work. Place the ball behind you. Just find that nice neutral spine position. Take your left arm, reach it straight ahead of you, a nice straight arm, fingers towards the ceiling. Reach around with your free hand, include the thumb, and just add some gentle pressure to your upper fingers. And release. Drop those fingers down. Nice straight arm. Just cover your knuckles with your free hand and depress. And what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is arthritis, and most of us probably have various degrees of arthritic discomfort. Arthritis is an inflammation of a joint, any joint. We're not going to cure it. But I'm using this joint as a demonstration that if we get the joint more flexible and the muscles surrounding it stronger, we will get relief from the inflammation of arthritis. Good work. Take the other hand. Nice straight arm, fingers towards the ceiling. Reach around with the free hand. And again, if you can think of the geometry of the thing, straight arm, pressure here, we're hitting the target area, the wrist joint. You don't need to be too severe on yourself, just gentle pressure and release. Drop those fingers down, reach around with the free hand, cover your knuckles, and gently pull it towards yourself. Good work. Just shake that out. We work the rotator cuff, so it's any muscle that works is contracted. So we want to try and stretch it before we go home. And you take your left arm, cross over your chest, nice straight arm. Take the other hand underneath. Try to avoid the elbow joint, just between the elbow joint and the shoulder. Just grab that and pull it, hug it towards yourself. At the same time, can you spread your fingers nice and wide apart, and take your thumb, see if you can connect with your pinky, and change to your ring finger, middle finger, index finger. Make a fist, a nice tight fist. Hold the fist and release. Good work. Take the same arm, palm towards the ceiling, drop it over your left shoulder, take the other hand and boost this elbow straight into the sky, stretching the triceps, which you worked with weights, stretching the triceps and the back of the left arm. We should hold a stretch for as much as 20 seconds or 25 seconds, but our class is so short that sometimes I cut them short. I don't mean to, but that's what we do. Take your right arm. Once again, we're going to stretch the rotator cuff on the right arm that you worked with your weight. Take the arm, cross over your chest, take the other hand, in between the elbow and the shoulder, just hug this arm towards your chest. And just hold it there, not for the 25 seconds, but for a few seconds. See if you can spread your fingers as wide apart as possible. Again, this is, although we're stretching the fingers, it's a coordination to help with the combat of lack of dopamine for Parkinson's sufferers. Can you take the thumb and connect with your pinky, making sure there's a V between the other three fingers? And that's what's happening there. Is there's a message from your brain down your spinal column to your motor nervous system to execute that, and that's the reward for doing that successfully, is a release of dopamine into your bloodstream. Release that and spread the fingers as wide as possible. This time the thumb's going to connect with your ring finger, making sure the other three fingers are nice and free. Release again, wide, fingers wide. This time thumb and middle finger only. And release. Change to thumb and index finger. It's the easiest, it's the closest, but can you focus on giving me a V between the other three fingers? Release. Make a fist, a nice tight fist, maybe even show me white knuckles. Release. Wiggle those fingers. Reach behind, grab the ball, and come onto your feet for the final stretch. Take a nice sip of water. We've worked for close to an hour. Without any interruptions. Continuous movement. Philosophy being, the more we move, the more we're capable of moving. Stand with your feet apart, the same width apart as your shoulders. Again, we started focusing on alignment. We're going to finish with the same focus. The 8 weight-bearing joints, 4 on either side, are underneath one another. Can you, hands on your hips, can you sway from side to side? Just a gentle sway. And we're going to stretch diagonally across the body, reaching into the corner at 3 different levels. Firstly at shoulder level, then we're going to open up the angle at eye level, and then finally at reaching way up into the corner. See if you can go with the momentum, so that when you're reaching here, you're reaching all the way from your fingertips, through the forearm, through the triceps, through the rotator cuff, the torso, through the hips, the glutes and the bum, the hamstrings, the calf, the ankle, and right into the toes, the fascia underneath the feet, underneath your feet. We'll do three stretches on either side. Let's begin firstly from right to left. Can you stretch right to left at shoulder level? Come back to center. Can you up it to eye level? Can you stretch way into the corner? Change from left to right at shoulder level. Turn with it, let the momentum carry you. Let it turn your hips, right to left, shoulder level, eye level. Let it pull your heel off the floor, right into the corner, left to right, shoulder level, up the angle to eye level, way into the corner. One more on either side, shoulder level, eye level, pull way into the corner. And one more time, left to right at shoulder level, eye level, way into the corner. Good work. Just walk that off, walk it off. And finish up with some diaphragmatic breathing. Normally, maybe not normally, usually when we're talking fast and we're in a hurry, we're breathing from up here, shallow, shallow breathing. But for relaxation and for health, we should try and breathe from the belly. So we're going to sweep down, crossing our arms as close to the floor as possible, coming up, and mechanically, this movement here is going to pull the lungs towards the ceiling. The diaphragm's a big, big muscle at the bottom of your lungs. It's going to pull and anchor them and stretch them. So in this position here, your lungs are completely open and you're going to get maximum intake of oxygen, which is a gas. It's a gas of life. We need it. So we're going to inhale on the way up and we're going to exhale on the way down. And I will try and remind myself on the exhalation, I'm going to spray. I don't want to spray. I certainly don't want it to be on anybody in the room. But I am going to close my mask up to ensure that I don't spread any infection that I might have or might not have. I'll do 3 of these. Arc, feet slightly apart, a wee bit wider than normal. Bend at the knee. Get as close to the floor as possible. Come on up, inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth in the downward slope. 2 more times. Can you inhale abundance? Push out scarcity. 1 more time. Can you inhale love? And push out all fears